Well, hi, OnJerya. This is Real Talk with TAS and OnJerya. I'm going to bring in the people over on IG, and I see that you are drinking Chick-fil-A.
I am, girl.
Honey.
I have a strawberry milkshake with no cherry because I don't like cherries.
Okay, so it's a strawberry milkshake, but no cherry. Okay,
hmm No cherry.
no cherry. Okay.
Extra whip.
Oh, extra whip.
hmm
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
The extra whipped cream on top.
Oh, you got whipped cream with your, okay.
Yeah, with my milkshake.
Oh,
Is my milkshake bringing all the boys to the yard? Okay. Khalees moment.
okay. You're going to have to tell me all about that, I guess, offline.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to this edition of Real Talk with Taz and OnJerya. I am your host, Taz, and OnJerya is my sister, and we are so glad that you are with us tonight. OnJerya has been drinking the whip and the strawberry lemonade. Was it lemonade?
Milkshake.
I mean, milkshake from Chick-fil-A that I don't know anything about, but she said the whip brings all the boys out or something like that. I don't know. But OnJerya, I'm going to let you get us started tonight.
Well, Teresa, how you doing down there, darling? Are you surviving the snow or ice or sleet or hail or whatever it was?
Yes, I'm doing good, OnJerya. We had quite a bit of ice, and things are probably going to freeze back over tonight. We did have some thawing today, a good amount. But the thing that I got to throw that you may or may not know, because I don't know what's happening in your area, but they're saying that we may get snow. Maybe it'll start Saturday. And that, the models keep changing, but I think the European model may be saying now, I'm gonna say between 2 and 3 inches of snow, but we'll know more tomorrow. And of course, as the week continues to go through past, we'll know more. So yeah, we had hail, sleet, snow, rain, and then maybe we're gonna get snow again.
Okay. Well, it was pretty while it was here. Definitely doesn't compare to the snow in other areas. I've been talking to a couple of coworkers, including my manager, and yeah, they're further up north, and they said they had 20 inches, and I was like, yeah, I know.
20 inches?
20 inches of snow. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself.
Mm-mm.
If I actually had to dig myself out in order to get to, the people, I wouldn't know what to do. But thank you for letting me know that it seems like we have some more exciting weather in the forecast because I was not aware.
Yeah, they're expecting maybe something. And of course, things are always subject to change. But who knows what it's going to be. But perhaps we're going to get a little something.
True, and then since we didn't get what we thought we was going to get, that means nobody should be rushing to the store to get any bread, milk, and all that good stuff because you should have some left over.
Well, I ate all that, OnJerya, and I'm channeling the other people. I'm not channeling me, because I what did I say? I needed some eggs, and I thought I had three, but then once I got some eggs last week, I realized I had 5 eggs. I boiled two. Oh, what did I do? I boiled two. I scrambled three. I'm still eating on those three scrambled, and maybe tomorrow I'll eat the boiled egg with the little salad bowl that I bought because I was proud of myself. I ate all the fixing, the cheese and I think it was chicken. I don't know what type of salad it was, but I ate the chicken and the cheese, it was feta cheese and a little bit of lettuce and red cabbage. I ate all of that today. So now I've got lettuce, and tomorrow my goal is to eat the lettuce and a little bit of the red cabbage and one boiled egg. So that'll only leave me one more that's boiled in the refrigerator. But I bought 18 eggs, so I'm good with eggs. So.
Well, that's good to hear because I get the crate, so it's like what 5 dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 60 eggs. Quick math skills still there. For those, that's interested. For me, that we go through eggs around here. So, but yeah, no, it's nice to see you and nice to see our lovely audience. And the reason why I led off with that, with the weather, um, two things is one, you almost didn't see the girl. You almost didn't see the girl because, on my side of the street, we really don't see the sun.
Uh-uh.
So it's a winter wonderland. Okay. But across the street, it's so nice and pretty and regular. But on my side, it's still a winter wonderland. So yeah, I called myself pulling up at the house and was getting out. Yeah, nice piece of ice there. But it's okay. Because I said, you know what? We just going to park across the street. So tomorrow, while we have this beautiful sunlight, that can go ahead on and melt, right? Because we don't want to have no problems, right? So enough of that. Enough of that. I know you said, girl, what's on your mind? What's burning topic of conversation do you have? And I'm gonna say, girl, it's a conversation that we've been having the last couple of days. And you're probably like, well, which one is that? We got so many. I know. But it's gonna sound familiar. Just want to give you an update on something that I tried today with a group of people that I'm working with. Um, yeah. So we've been talking about people needing to slow down, people who need to essentially be them authentic self, right? Um, Stop trying to be the teacher's pet, trying to one up the next person. Just really, take the time to truly understand the process. So I came up with a question for you and our lovely audience. And the question is, if you stopped performing for everyone else, would you finally become the person that you're supposed to be? I see the wheels. I see the wheels are turning.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You thinking of a couple of people that we know?
Well, I'm thinking about lots of things. And let me reset and say thank you to Denisha 099 and Red, um, who are joining us on IG. I want to thank, hey, Johnny Wilson. I want to thank Johnny and Dennis Perkins and Bronny Lennon for joining us on Facebook. Now, let me restate the question. You tell me if I'm stating the question correctly. You stated if we stop performing for everyone else, would we finally become the person we were supposed to be?
Yes, that's yes.
Yeah, well, the short answer is yes, because we finally be walking in our destiny. We be walking in our authenticity. But that's such a hard thing to do because we are always perceiving ourselves, not always, even though I just said always. These are always generalizations here. Lots of times we perceive ourselves the way others perceive us or the way we think they perceive us. So then we adjust so that we are meeting their expectations. But the thing is, it's not about their expectations, it's about our expectation. Someone said to me recently, well, Dorothy, you always had it. I need you to believe it. And that's so true. You have what you need. And we've talked about that because we've used the Wizard of Oz to look at varying components of life. But we have it, but it seems that we're living in a world now where another friend of mine calls it that shiny object syndrome. It
Yes.
looks like it's more exciting over here. So I readjust who I am to fit in. But when I do that, I lose the essence of who I'm supposed to be, which means I think I'm moving forward, but I'm actually moving backwards. And I don't understand that because momentum, when you are actually walking in your authenticity or authentic self, walking as your authentic self, that in and of itself is going to propel you forward. But when that happens, it just seems so, particularly because understanding I'm being propelled forward. It's not like warp speed. I'm a Trekkie. So therefore, it's a slow movement And to me, in my human eyes, sometimes I don't see the movement, so I get impatient.
Right. You get impatient, but what?
Well, I get impatient and then I mess it up.
Oh,
So then I'm trying to be what you want me to be. And what was the army? Be all you can be in one of the branches of the military. I can't, I can't be what you want me to be. Because think about it. Some days I'm gonna hit it right on the money
right.
for a small portion of that day. But my question always becomes, when I live for you versus living for me, when I don't meet your needs, are you in my corner? And typically the answer is no, which means I've, I've sold myself for 30 pieces of silver, I think it was. I've sold myself short. When I had what was needed, I didn't have to look outside of myself. So I think you're right. But I think the question that I will throw back to you is, do I even know that I'm performing?
No, of course you don't know you're performing, because this is your norm. This is how you've always acted or reacted to situations. So it kind of becomes like your norm, which indeed it's not your norm. It's, what do we say? Basically, this is the representative that you've created for yourself. That's really what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the representative. We're not dealing with the true, authentic person that you could be, should you choose to rise to the potential. So it's funny that we're talking about this because, I had to bring out the book. Because before we started, you said, let me go get my book. Let me go get my book.
Yeah.
Let me go get my book. And for those of you that don't have the book, um, just a reminder, it is now on Amazon. It is Real Talk with TAS and Unjeria, two sisters, two perspectives on life, love, and everything in between. And I just happened to be looking and I turned to chapter 20 and it says, own your stuff or stay stuck.
Mm.
Own your stuff or stay stuck. And I was looking at my take of the conversation that had took place, and it says if you didn't do the work, don't expect the reward. Okay. And it says you can't expect to get something if you plant nothing. We got folks saying they won't grow, but won't water their goals. In this conversation, we were discussing body goals, but what we're talking about now, again, of course, is relatable to any topic, right? Um, Discussing body goals while eating fast food 4 times a week, dreaming about businesses that you're not building, seeking a divine breakthrough without discipline. This isn't shade, it's the truth. Accountability isn't punishment. So it goes back to if you stop performing for everyone else, meaning that if you just hold yourself accountable and be the best version for yourself versus trying to people please other people, right? Then you could be the person that you are supposed to be. But the problem is, I'm too busy trying to create these little mini versions of myself, which is still who I am, right? Like it's all me, but holistically, it's really not me, right? It's just versions that I create so that I'm able to interact with these people. It's almost what they call it, like you flip flopping.
Code shifting.
Or, well, I mean, we can call it code shifting, but basically, when I'm with these group of people, I act this way. When I'm with that group of people, I act that way. If I'm talking to this person, I'm going to act this way. If I'm talking to that person, I act that way. But honestly, who are you? Are you being true to yourself? Or again, are you performing? And so the 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 groups of individuals that I am working with, that you know brought up this little question, a discussion that we're having. I keep saying slow down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a race. And I'm like, I think that's what we're gonna be saying 2026. Just slow down. Where you going? Where you going?
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the snow. Slow down. Where you going? You know, went out there and bought all the bread, and bought all the milk and the water. And this is stuff that you should have every day. Like, it should not take, oh my gosh, it's going to be a snowstorm to prompt you to go and get these items that you should already have. Because now what's happening is that, as Teresa would say, you're now acting out of your what?
My emotions
And
instead
not your
of
what?
intellect.
Right. Because now we over here, we just buying stuff that we don't need. And then you think you're going to be at customer service trying to return it. It don't work that way. So, yeah, with these individuals, I'm like, slow down. The phrase of 2026 is slow down. Okay. Let's be more like the tortoise and not the hare. We're all going to get there together. But as
Mm-hmm.
they say, slow and steady wins the race. So when you're sitting here and you're putting on these three aspects of, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, you're only hurting yourself. Because 9 times out of 10, the people that you're talking to, they done peeked your card
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and they see right through you. And they understand that the person that you are presenting is truly not who you are. So as a result of that, you thinking that you pulling that, what they say, that wool over those individuals' eyes. But baby, in the words of Tammy Roman, y'all been playing. They playing you, and baby, you playing them. And neither one of you getting anywhere.
Now,
I know you like that Tammy. You just love that Tammy.
I love Tammy now. I don't know why you want to do that to me. And then, as Tammy would say, and you're playing yourself.
Yeah.
Y'all better listen to Tammy Roman. I mean, she be speaking some gospel here now. I love Tammy. I want to say thank you to Lion Lambert. If I mispronounced it, thank you for joining us over on IG. Hey, Coach K, thank you for joining us over on Facebook. And hi, Janice, thank you for joining us. Also, blessings to you. But you're right, Unjaya. You know, I was thinking about so many different things as you were talking. Because code shifting, I think about why we probably started code shifting, because it was probably something that was born from slavery that has,
Right.
there was an evolution to it, because we had to respond a certain way depending upon who we were in the presence of. But the essence of that was, back in the day, did they forget who they really were?
Yeah.
Now you fast forward, we may do a little code switching now, and we lose our true identity. So it becomes, do you know where you're going? No, I don't know where I'm going because I don't know who I am. And so then when you go back to Tammy, that great philosopher, Tammy Roman, um, I'm playing me. So when I ask the question, do I even know that I'm performing? You've done it so long,
Yes.
because I'm always evaluating Teresa. And what someone said to me today, and it's like, I do know it, but the way I equate what they say to me is by how much work I generate. That's how I evaluate it. I don't evaluate it the opposite. And the work is always going to be quality, guys. It's always going to be quality. Now, it may be to my detriment physically and emotionally, but it's going to be quality. So it's like, in essence, it's sort of performing. It's just that I'm performing in a way that most people think, oh, that's good. No, it ain't good, because you see, my performance will put you in the grade. You see, yeah, it'll put you in the grade. Other people's performing won't necessarily put them in the grade, but it still prevents them perhaps from sitting in a space that they want to sit in. But it goes back to what you were reading in the book. It's all about accountability. And that's the hardest thing to wrap our minds around, that at the end of the day, the buck stops with me. Either I get on board or I don't get on board. It's really, it's up to me. And as Red said, y'all been played, laugh out loud. Yeah, y'all been played. And then you playing yourself too.
Right. Like you're playing yourself and everybody's being played, but are you becoming that best version of yourself? Or are you now becoming another character that you've created?
Not unjig yet. You know, somebody passed through my mind right then. I am becoming this character that I created. But you see, you want me to walk away from something I created. I can't walk away from it because in my mind's eye, it's real. It ain't real, baby. And if you look at history, history will tell you it's not real, that it doesn't. Oh, Jesus, something else popped in my mind. It doesn't serve you. But I'm the hamster on that proverbial wheel, and I keep doing the same thing over and over again. And as you would have said, you're Einstein, and you keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. When you gonna wake up and stop playing yourself? I tell you that, Tammy Roman, because you're playing yourself, but you don't understand that you're doing that. See, that's the sad thing. You don't get it, but then the flip side is sometimes you do get it, but you refuse to move because it's easier to sit where you sit and look external as if it's out there is the issue, when the issue resides within you.
So we go back to conversations that we've had and even shows that we've talked about this.
Mhm.
You have to do the work. I know it's hard. I know it may be rough, but baby, only you can work on you. I know you thought I was going to say only you can prevent forest fires.
I was hoping for it, Unjrya. Only you could prevent. Let me tell you, sometimes I'm doing stuff and I have to catch myself. That's an old slogan from commercial TV. Yeah, commercial TV got to be gone. But yeah, only you can prevent forest fires. But when you said that, I don't know which season it was so funny, but it was right on the money. Only
Yeah,
you can prevent it. Nobody else can prevent it.
yeah. No one else can stop you from this performance that you're doing. Only you. And it starts with you, one, being accountable, two, willing to do the work, and then understanding that there's work that needs to be done. And I'll probably say one, understanding that there's work that needs to be done.
Self
And
awareness.
then everything else that falls in the next step in between. Because until you understand that there's a problem, you're just going to be continuously walking out here, what they say, wandering in the wilderness blind.
Yes, yes.
What the song say? I once was blind, but now I see.
I once was blind, but now I see.
You're not going to be able to see. You're going to remain blind until you do the work. What is the work? Meaning that I have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like they say in those AAA meetings, hi, my name is Unjrya, and I'm an alcoholic. Like, hi, my name is Unjrya. I tend to talk too much. Hi, my name is Unjrya. I tend to perform for people as a trauma response
Mm-hmm.
because I'm afraid to be who I really am. And no, I'm none of these things, but you get the gist. You literally have to look at, I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
Come on, Michael.
That's what Michael said. Starting with the man in the mirror. So that means when you look in that mirror, you see you. You have to have a conversation with you and say, look, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to be performing for the masses. I want to perform for self. I
Mm-hmm.
want to have a deeper meaning with love, relationship with self, so that I am secure in myself and I'm not so gullible, right? And so easy to gravitate to things that are not meant for me. Because what happens is you, as a result of being a part of these performances, you start to lose a little bit of you more and more and more and more. To now, when we have that conversation of, well, who are you? Now it's, oh, I'm a mother, I'm an author, I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor, I'm a dentist, no, 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 no.
Who are you?
That is not who you are. Those are occupations. Those may be positions that you hold. Those might be titles
Mm-hmm.
that you have. But who are you if we ripped all of that away? All of that you are attached to, and get down to the nitty gritty, who are you?
I don't know.
And why don't you know?
Because I thought my life was to make everybody else happy. I didn't know I had to be happy. I had to figure out who I was. And then what it said, charity starts at home and then it spreads abroad.
Yep.
I didn't understand what they meant by charity starts at home. Got to take care of me, then I can help out Lucius. You know, I'm cookie right now. Got to take care of me, Lucius.
Right. Right. You definitely got to take care of you, because again, it goes back to when we talk about pouring in to everyone else's cup and your cup is empty. You can't continue to sit here and motivate everyone else, but then you're not motivating self. Because guess what? It's hard to find people who are selfless and not selfish, who are genuine and genuinely
Come on, girl.
wanting to show up for you in the manner that you show up for others, and not want something in return.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find people like that.
It is. And thank you so much, Linda Morales, for joining us over on IG. And thank you for the hearts and the applause over on Facebook. I think back to a statement that you said, that someone said to you. I think you were in Texas, but it it also relates to the last credits of Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
You don't go into most people go into whatever it is with an objective. You have to know your objective. Now, if I think about, I'm getting ready to release my editing book. As I'm teaching my students, you have to be able to articulate what you are trying to write. If you can't articulate it, you can't write it. Well, it's the same thing. You have to understand that most people have an agenda. Now, you may enter into this entanglement with no agenda, but they have an agenda. And if you don't realize that when you start entering into relationships of all kinds, you may or may not be equally yoked. Now, at the end of Pretty Woman, the guy's walking, he says, "What's your dream?" Everybody's got a dream. That's an agenda. For those that ain't getting my what I'm saying here, that's an agenda. What is your agenda? What is your goal? What are you trying to articulate? You got to know. But if your dream is what this person's dream is, because
Right.
you're with that group, when you're with these people, this is your dream. When you're with these people, that's your dream. Who are you? I think Christ asked the question, who do men say that I am? Now we take that, they answered, and all that. Jay don't want me to do altar call, so I'm not going to do altar call tonight. But they answered. But I want you to understand what was happening there when he asked that question. People were answering, and these men are walking with them. They're answering out of their experiences, but then not out of their experiences, because they are walking with him, but they didn't understand who they were walking with. So if they can walk with him and they don't know who they're walking with, do you not understand that we as human beings are going to struggle to understand who we are? It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means you're going through this experience called life. And because we are constantly being bombarded by external factors and then our own internal factors, we sometimes get lost. And then sometimes we're right, we're on the right path, but then we get bombarded and then we get lost again. But you gotta either have the internal compass to self regulate, or you've got to have trusted people around you whose agenda,
Yeah,
whose goal is
yeah,
pure, who will then help you to self regulate or course correct, as I like to say, because sometimes you just can't do it by yourself because it's just too many things happening. So don't look at it as you're less than. You're right where you need to be. You're living life. And when you understand that something needs to shift, if you can't do it by yourself, seek individuals, trusted individuals who can help you with that shift. So, again, as you say, it's not about, it shouldn't be about one upping somebody.
right.
It should be about living your authentic life, whatever that means, and being content with it. Yeah, I want to say thank you so much. I'm gonna probably mispronounce your name, but I'm gonna say Be Glass for joining us over on Facebook. Thank you so much. It's us. Red says, you should know I'll be understanding that slang stuff. It's us. Red said on IG FS. You don't know what that means. Is that like one of them F1 F1s? You don't know what FS means. Y'all know that. But yeah, but you get what I'm saying, Angelia?
I do. I do. I really do understand what you're saying, and know where, it's okay if the Lord leads you. Where is it? What's the song? If He leads me,
I will uh
I won't stray.
oh, Lord, if he lead
Yeah, yeah. It's them old hymnal.
I'll pull it out in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll probably come up with it when we get off. But yeah, um, but yeah, the thing is, if you keep your eyes on the prize, what they say, just keep your eyes on the prize. Oh Lord,
Oh yeah.
that's all you got to do. Just keep your eyes on the prize, and let them use you. If you want to have altar call, we most certainly can. Because sometimes you need that, and you never know who is watching or who will be watching this on replay and will need a little extra loving to help get them through the day, the week, the month, the year, and years to come. Because this is an ongoing conversation. This is not something that, unfortunately, we can solve in one session. It's like going to therapy and you're working on something with your therapist. Yeah, you can't. Rome wasn't built in a day. And unfortunately, you can't solve 30, 40, 50, 60 years of experiences in a 30-minute session. It's just not doable. So, understanding that it's going to take time, being the best version of yourself. Because, first of all, like we said, you have to know who you are. And I say all the time, when is something, hopefully, when they see this, they won't know it's about them. But if they do, we can talk about it offline. When they going to start chasing them waterfalls?
You in the waterfalls.
When are we gonna start chasing the waterfalls and actually start doing the stuff that we are supposed to be doing? Because sometimes that's why we're continuously in that endless cycle of foolishness. We're on that hamster wheel going nowhere because we're chasing other people's dreams
Come on now.
because we don't even know what our dreams are. And sometimes they're right there, not sometimes they're right there
Mhm.
in your face behind the door
Come on.
that you don't even want to open because you are afraid to step into. who it is that you were called to be and what it is that you're called to do. Oh, that was almost an altar call moment right there, wasn't it?
It was. And let me just say this, Anjaya. Thank you so much, Red. She told me it's for sure. That's what that F
For
is.
sure.
Y'all know I'll be knowing. Thank you, Red. And she said, I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. I don't. That's the song we're talking about. I just can't give up now. I think Mary made it too. I just can't give up now. He didn't bring me this
Yeah.
far to leave me. And I want to say thank you, Claudia Skinner. So good to see you over on Facebook. But Anjaya, I thought about your phrase. I'm in the land of the Delulu
Yes.
because I want your dream because your penny looks brighter than mine. I think about the talents. You know, he gave the talents out, and the person who got one talent, they buried their talent because perhaps they didn't think their talent was as good as the other talents.
Yeah.
But you see, when I bury the talent, I then cut off the connection because I didn't do anything with it. So we can bury our talent every day by doing nothing or by doing what someone else is doing, not understanding that that is not my path. So Andrea would say, slow down, Teresa, because you know you
Hold
talk to
on.
me. So let me
Okay.
slow that down, guys. It just got good to me. We know the parable of the talents. He gave them out. The person who received one talent, they buried their talent. Perhaps they didn't feel that they got anything because they only got one, not understanding that that one talent, when you nurture the talent the way you should, can outshine all of the talents that the other person's received. So we sometimes bury our talent because I look at this person got this talent, they
Come
got
on.
this talent, and they got this talent. This person got this. They got all these talents. And I'm more focused on those people's talent and what they're doing with it versus being focused on my talent and then working my talent. I think about Oprah and her talk show. From that talk show, she has grown so many different ways. We think about Martha Stewart. Oh, let me just bring it home for y'all. I think about Snoop. You know I love Snoop. You know how I feel about Snoop. Tyler Perry be the same person, but you know how I feel about Snoop. Every time you turn on something, who do you see? You see Snoop. And I love it because he is an individual who understood what his talents were. And he has taken his talents and he has built upon, and he continually reinvents himself. You know, I was watching Good Morning America briefly. I don't know how I managed to see it this morning. And there was a lady that turned 100 years old. And so Michael Strahan was doing the story. And Michael called her. She went to Vegas, Unjeya, to celebrate her 100th birthday.
Yay.
Yes, I mean, to look at her, you would not think this lady was 100 years old. And so, you know, the folks around, she having a good time. And Michael did say she won some money. She likes to play the slots. He won't go see how much she won. So she won money in Vegas. But Michael called her to wish her a happy birthday. Common called her to wish her a happy birthday. It may have been one other person, but I know Snoop called her to wish her a happy birthday. Now, I just talked about how this man constantly reinvents himself. So now he reached out to wish this lady who is 100 years old happy birthday. So again, that adds to his credibility. I'm sure he did it out of the goodness of his heart once it was brought to his attention. But that adds to his credibility. That's again him using his talent
Yes.
to support someone else. So we think, oh, one talent. And then let me say this too about that one talent. You know, sometimes people quick to try to help me, Lord. Let me say this the right way. People are quick to try to downplay your talent.
Yes, Lord.
Um, and I normally say things like this in that arena. If you can do it better, do it. If you can do it better, do it,
Yep.
because there's room for all of us. Don't downplay someone else's talent because you're envious, or as Miss Gloria would say, you got that green-eyed monster about what they're doing. There is room for everybody. Don't throw shade on somebody's talent for how they do things, because if it's working for them, let it. You don't have to do it that way. Don't do that. And I think that becomes that crab in the bucket. That becomes, as the person that you and I know would call it, the um, Willie Lynch syndrome. And as Amiga Keys, um, she understands that because she writes about that in her movies and things. Um, Donors, that Willie Lynch. Let's don't do that. If a person is successful, take it the way I always look at it. Give them their props and know that if they can do it, you can do it. It doesn't mean that you're going to be at their level. You may exceed them, but that lets you know that anything is possible, but you're going to have to be yourself. You're going to have a goal, and I can't be chasing your, what you call it, under them waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
I got to chase my own.
That's what TLC said. They said, "Don't go chasing the waterfalls. Listen to the lakes and the rivers that you used to." Song Waterfall, TLC. Look it up. Good song. Good message.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely was ahead of his time. But yeah, I agree with all of that. And there's work to be done. That's my thing. There's work to be done. And there's enough room and there's enough opportunities out here where we all can eat and we all can benefit. And I don't feel that you need to put down someone else in order to think that you're going to elevate yourself. Because even when you think you're winning, please no, you're not. And if you think that someone is losing sleep over you, always remember they're not. Because true people that's actually doing something and not talking about doing something and not acting like they're doing something, they don't have to talk about it. The proof will be in the pudding. Mm-hmm. So as I turn it over to you, as you say, we wrap this puppy up for the night, do the work. Do the work so that you can be the best version of you for 2026 and beyond. Because that victim mentality that a lot of people have, it's played out for that. As OnJerya's take, if you didn't do the work, don't expect the reward. If you didn't put the work in, don't expect that that it's just gonna happen through osmosis, because it's not. I'm here to tell you. If you want to be a millionaire, what did Bruno Mars say? I want to be a millionaire so bad. Well, go on with your bad self. Now let's put the work in so you can become that millionaire and you can do those things that you said that you wanted to do. Because otherwise, we don't want to hear about it if you ain't putting no action behind the talking that you're doing.
Amen is what Red said over on IG. Amen. Amen. OnJerya, this has been a wonderful session. I was looking at myself, and butterflies are important for me. Because they go through a transformation. And I was looking at this butterfly. I'm pretty sure butterfly. And this is a necklace that I purchased from Melissa Banks. Melissa has the most beautiful jewelry, and I was just looking at it, I'm like, I know first we want to know where did she get this from? Melissa Banks, her beautiful jewelry, but it's so befitting. That's God working behind the scene again, that I had it on tonight. Because we really are talking about going through that transformation and being able to come out of that cocoon and be secure in who you are. That's what we're talking about. And you cannot let the world or your own insecurities detour you from the path that was preordained for you to walk. You can't do that. So again, surround yourself with people who really have your best interests at heart. And if you don't have anyone in your corner like that and you're dealing with some trauma, get you a good therapist. I got a good therapist. Oh, I wouldn't take nothing for him. I got a good therapist. Oh, I love him to death. Because he helps me because I get in my head. And once I'm in my head, oh, please, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But I know that a change can come. And just like a change can come for me, and we know the butterfly goes through that change, it can come for you also. So I want to thank everybody for joining us over on Facebook. We really do appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for joining us over on IG. And until next time, before you go trying to take care of somebody else and living the life that they want you to live, make sure you take care of yourself first and live your authentic life. Bye now.
Bye.